Hello students, welcome to this course Technical Writing and Presentation Skills. I am your instructor Iqra Fatima, and today you will learn about business email writing. In this video you will learn how to write an effective and professional email. You will learn about the structure of a good email, and you will learn how to write email using appropriate lexicons in different contexts. You will also learn about email etiquettes as well. The very first question which comes in our mind is, what is a business email? Why this question comes in our mind? Because the email most of the time is used for casual conversation or informal conversation. Nowadays, in this modern world, now we are using email as a professional communication. So it's a written communication or business communication in which one person sends an email by using internet electronically. So the purpose could be different according to the context. So your purpose could be to inform someone, to get an action from someone, to request someone, to complain someone. So according to the purpose, your email structure or your lexicons could be different, and those things will be described by the context and your purpose. Now the question is, why we use email for our business correspondences? Because we said that email is less formal than letter. Now email is very efficient according to the time and according to the cost, which is why we started using email, and it's also time effective as well. As we said that email could be casual or email could be formal. Now what is the difference between casual email and the formal email? Because previously we started using email for our personal or informal correspondences. Now it is more likely to use in a professional setting. So what is the difference in these two types of emails? So the very first difference is the structure. The casual and informal email is not that much structured, but the formal email is structured and it has a proper format in which we follow salutations, body paragraphs, and we write a professional signature as well. Other than that, these two types of emails also differ in their tone and in their approach as well. We use different informal language in casual and informal emails, and we use very formal and structured language and tone in our formal email. Let's have a look towards an example. You can see in this example that the one example is for formal email and another example is for informal email. The sentence is, the meeting is scheduled for December 5th at 9:30 a.m. All students must attend. Your project updates are needed. This is a formal sentence structure. But if you read the informal sentence structure, that is required meeting, December 5, 9:30, updates needed, see you there. Now you can see the difference in these two examples, that in the formal example the sentence structure is complete, and in the informal example there are incomplete sentence structures and phrases have been used, and short forms have been used, and emoticons have been used, and informal language or slang language is also being used in informal structure. So now you can see that how these things are different in different contexts. So whenever you are writing professional email, you should follow the formal structure, and we will learn that what are the formal structures and lexicons are. The very first question come in our mind is, what is advantage of the email? Why we should use email? As I told you before that nowadays email is more likely to be used in a professional setting rather than the letter. Then what is the difference? Why we started using email instead of letter? There might be some benefits which companies are getting to instead of using letter, they are preferring and using email in their professional context. Very first difference is it is efficient according to the time. You can save your time, and it is also eco-friendly. You can save your papers as well. At one time, you can correspond to many other people as well. You can send one email to many other respondents or recipients. You can add different attachments as well. You can add videos, you can add short clips, you can add documents as well. And it is very quickly. You can communicate very quickly. You don't need to wait for posts, and you don't need to wait for the responses as well, because this electronic communication is very quick. In no second, the recipient can get your email, whatever you have sent. And another very important reason is it's also asynchronous communication. The recipient can respond according to their time, whenever they feel free. So these all are the benefits of using email, which is why we prefer email on the letter. Now, as we talked about informal and formal email, now I am going to tell you what is anatomy of a good email, what a good and a formal email includes. A good and formal email includes these 4 structures: subject line, salutation, body paragraphs, and professional structures. You can see in this example that how you can write and what is the format of a professional email writing. First is subject line, second is salutation, third is body paragraphs and closing as well, and the last one is professional signature. Now we will learn one by one how to write these formats in your email. Now the question is, what is BCC and CC? If you open your email account, you will see when you open this draft of composing the message, you will see that there are above the subject line there are 3 options you have: to, CC and BCC. What are these for? Now it is the time you need to analyze your audience, because these 3 terms are dependent on your audience. To, where you write the email addresses of those persons to whom you want to address directly, to whom you want some actions, or to whom you want to inform. If I talk about CC, CC stands for carbon copy. Now you add those addresses here on to whom you just want to provide a reference. You don't want any action from them, you just want to inform them that you are sending this email. And the persons in CC could be seen by your to recipients and the CC recipients as well. If we talk about BCC, that is bland carbon copy, it means you will add those people who just want to have an information about the very first email. They don't need to read all the responses after that. They just need a reference to your first email. And the persons under BCC, the persons of CC and 2 can't see those persons. After 2, BCC and CC, the next structure or anatomy of your email is the subject line. This is very important. You need to spend double time to write or to develop your subject line, because in your Gmail or in your mailbox, the very first thing the recipient can see is your subject line. If your subject line is missing or misleading, then there might be a possibility that your recipient might not even open or might not even bother to open your email. So subject line can decide either your mail should be opened, ignored or rejected. So you should be very careful in designing or in writing your subject line. I would give you some tips to write the subject line. First of all, your subject line should be according to the purpose. It should be a shortest summary of your email. It should be telling your reason to write that email. Second is, you should avoid using such words like important and urgent. And even you should avoid writing 1 word or 2 words as well. and even you should avoid writing the long sentences. Your subject line is appropriate when it is between 3 to 8 words. So it should not be one word and it should not be a sentence. It should be a phrase including a specific information and a specific purpose on which you are talking about in your email. Let's have a look towards an example of subject line. Now you can see in these two examples, first one is formal and the second one is informal. If I read the first example, now you can see required staff meeting December 5th 9:30 a.m. and informal subject line is upcoming meeting. Now you can see the difference in these two examples, like informal email subject line is not a phrase and it is not specific. Upcoming meeting, what type of meeting, when this meeting is going to be. So it's very general and it's not a phrase. And if we read the first one, which is formal email subject line, that is telling you the specific meeting and the time and the date. So it is appropriate and it is specific as well and according to the purpose as well. So you need to prefer such kind of subject lines where the phrase is written and the specific information is provided. After your subject line, you need to write the salutation. What salutation is? Salutation is a quick greeting on which you can start your conversation with the people or the person to whom you are going to write that email. So it's a quick greeting by which you can start your conversation. So what you need to do is you need to be very formal in writing your salutations. Now you can see in these examples that in different contexts you can write different kind of salutations. First one is Dear Professor Smith. Here the name of the person is written. If you know the name of the recipient, then you will write it like this. Second one is Dear Human Resource Director. You can write such kind of salutations when you know the recipient's title, to whom it may concern. You can use this one when you even don't know the name of the person or you don't know the title of the person. Fourth one is Dear Students. Whenever you are emailing to a group, you can use this Dear Students, Dear Team, Dear Group Members. So there are different types of salutations which you can use according to your context. But keep one thing in your mind, that whenever you are writing salutations, you need to be very specific in your punctuation marks. Either you can put comma or either you can put colon after your salutation. And you need to write each first letter of the word in capital whenever you are writing the email salutation. Now you can see in this example some informal examples are written for salutation, like hey class, hey Taylor. It's too informal for a professional setting. So avoid using hey and hello in your professional setting. After the salutation, you need to write the body paragraphs. This is the main area where you write the content, where you write the details. So this is very important because some of the people who even know the format, they are not able to convey the right message or relevant message. So the reason is they are unable to write clearly and concisely in their body paragraphs. In email, most of the time, the body paragraphs are of 2 to 3 paragraphs. And the very first paragraph, according to the context, you can write different sentences according to the context of the email. Let's suppose if the person doesn't know about you, you can introduce yourself in your first paragraph. Second thing is, if you are replying to an email, you can thank the recipient. The third thing and very much important thing, that if you are writing your email on your own and you are not replying to an email, you can start by stating your purpose clearly, and your purpose should be very clear and to the point. In the second paragraph, you write the details, because in the first paragraph you have introduced your purpose, you have stated your purpose. Now in the second paragraph you need to write the details, whatever detail you can provide or whatever detail you want them to provide you back. You can write everything, whatever you want to add in that particular email. In the third paragraph, which is the last paragraph, you can call any action which you demand from your recipient. Or even if there is no action demanded from the recipient, you can end your content or end your email on a thanking note. Now you can see in this slide that I have added some exemplary phrases for different contexts. I will tell you some phrases for different contexts in other 2 or 3 slides as well. The first context is introducing a topic or informing. If your purpose is to introduce a topic or to inform something, you can start your body paragraph by using these phrases. I am writing to inform, I am writing to inquire about, I am writing in reference to. This is to inform you that, and just to let you know, it's quite informal, but yes, you can use it. It's semi-formal, you can say. Another context in which you can start your body paragraph is if you are following up on a previous discussion. So if you are writing for the sake of follow-up, you can start with these phrases. As we discussed in the previous meeting, as we discussed yesterday about the meeting, about the annual dinner or whatever, to follow up on our meeting or discussion regarding the meeting scheduled yesterday, as far as with reference to the yesterday's email or with reference to the yesterday's meeting, whatever thing you are following up, it's up to you. Another context could be when you are asking something or requesting something. For that purpose, you can use such kind of phrases. I would like to know if, when or how. Could you let me know if? Could you confirm if? Could you give me an update? I would appreciate if. So, if your context is to ask some information or to request something, you can start your body paragraph by using these phrases. Next context could be if you want to complain. Whether you have bought something and you want to complain to that company and you are writing an email. Today, most of the time we are using Careem and Ubers, and we faced a lot of problems in that, and we complain to the company. So at that time, when you are writing an email for the sake of complaining, how you can start your body paragraphs? First, introductory paragraph. For that purpose, the different phrases could be, I am writing to complain about, I am writing to express my dissatisfaction or disappointment. I regret to say that I was not completely satisfied. And now you can then you can start your the reason why you are not satisfied, why you are disappointed. So these are the exemplary phrases which you can use in your introductory paragraph to start, so that the recipient should know that what are you up to, what you are going to tell or what you are going to complain or whatever it is. So your introductory paragraph should tell the exact purpose or the reason of you writing that email. If your purpose is to apologize, you can start your introductory paragraph by using these phrases. We would like to apologize. Please accept our apologies. Please let us know what we can do to compensate any damages. This phrase you can use at the end of your paragraph in your closing paragraph as well. If you are attaching files, you can use these phrases. I am attaching my, attached, you will find my, please see the document attached or the file attached. Please find attached the file you requested. So you can use these phrases or sentences in your body paragraphs whenever you are going to attach any file, any document or whatever you are going to attach. If you are writing an email or replying to an email, you can start by thanking the recipient. So you can start with the email, thank you for contacting ABC company. When that person has asked some question, has written an email to ask something, that if you are replying to that email, you can write it like this: thank you for contacting ABC company. Thank you for your prompt reply. If you were waiting for the reply, then and if you have received the reply from that particular recipient, then you can write another email to reply them back by thanking them for their prompt answer. Thanks for getting back to me. And you can use this phrase as well whenever you are replying to an email. Thank you for your patience and cooperation or consideration. You can use this sentence at the end of your body paragraph, in your closing paragraph, when you are telling them something or informing them something, then at the end of the paragraph, because we said that when there is no action to be performed, then you can end by thanking them in a thanking note. So whenever there is no action you want them to perform, then you can end your body paragraph by thanking them. Thank you for your time and I look forward to hearing back from you. So this is another sentence which you can add in your closing paragraph when there is no action and you want to add on a thanking note. Now there are some phrases or sentences which you can use in your closing paragraphs. Before that, my focus was most on your introductory paragraphs, that how you can introduce your topic in your introductory paragraphs. Now these phrases and sentences are more about your closing, that how you are going to close in your how you are going to write closing paragraph, which is your third paragraph. First one is I look forward to your reply, to seeing you, to hearing from you, whatever you want. So your closing paragraph depends upon the action you want from the recipient. If you want a reply, you will write I look forward to your reply. If you want to meet them personally, you can use to seeing you. If you want them to call you or to contact you, you can write to hearing from you as soon as, or on Monday, on Saturday, or whatever the day you want them to contact. Please feel free to call or email me if you have any question. I would appreciate it if this could be taken care of promptly. I'll get back to you. I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted. Keep me posted. So now you can see these phrases or these sentences, that these depend upon the action what you want. What kind of action you demand or you want from your recipients. And if there is no action, you can end on a thanking note as well, which we have discussed previously. At the end of the body paragraphs, we write professional signature. A professional signature is very important in writing the formal email, because professional signature acts like just your business card, in which you can write your name, your designation, your company name, and your contact information. In your email accounts, you can design your professional signature on your own. And some companies also have their own set standards of professional signature, which each employee has to follow. And other than that, you can add your company's logo and your picture as well. But the necessary things are your closing salutation, your name, your title, your company name, and your contact information. These are compulsory to add. So far we have discussed the anatomy of a good email. Now we are going to discuss about the guidelines to write the body paragraphs, because I told you that once you know about the structure, this is another story, but you should know that what is the format and how you can write the body paragraphs as well. So I am going to tell you some guidelines that how you can improve your body paragraphs. Very first thing is introduce yourself in the first paragraph. If you are writing to someone to whom you don't know, you need to, and he even or she doesn't know about you, you need to introduce yourself in the very first introductory paragraph. Before understanding these guidelines, you should have this idea that in your body paragraphs there must be 3 paragraphs. First one is introductory, second one is for details, and third one is for closing. So in your first introductory paragraph, if your recipient is not familiar with you or doesn't have any relationship with you, you can start your introductory paragraph by introducing yourself, and then you can state your reason of writing that email. Now you can see in this example, my name is Earl River. I am contacting you to apply for the administrative assistant position listed on careerxyz.com. Now you can see in this example, in the introductory paragraph, the person has introduced himself and then he stated the purpose. Sometimes you are replying to an email. For that purpose, you can start your introductory paragraph by thanking that recipient. And I have told you before, if your context is of replying that person, you can start with a thanking note, and I have shared some phrases and sentences as well. Third reason, or the third way of starting your introductory paragraph could be stating your purpose and get to the point. When one will select this kind of introductory paragraph? First one is, you don't need to introduce yourself, so you can skip introducing yourself, and you can start your introductory paragraph with a purpose. And second way, if you are not replying to any email, you don't need to thank that person, and you can start your email with stating your purpose clearly and concisely. The most important problem students or the employees face while stating the purpose is they are unable to locate their purpose, that what actually their purpose is. So I would suggest you, before writing the email, you should think that what action you want from the recipient. What do you want from them? That is actually your purpose. So while locating your purpose or identifying your purpose, you should consider the action you want from your recipients. Keep one thing in your mind, that whenever you are writing an email, your one email should be dependent on one purpose. Don't state too many objectives or reasons of writing in one email, because for that you will not get the actions you want, because the reader could miss the actual purpose. Now you can see in this example, this is Darlene Frankridge. Do you know me? Camp 221 is my favorite class right now. I love the way the lectures are so organized. I can always follow along and know what will be on the test. Speaking of test, I was thinking about the next exam. Now you can see in this example that the purpose is stated, but most of the information is irrelevant. You need to be very precise or concise while choosing the words, because your recipient might have the little time for your email, or one person could receive a lots of email in one day, or he or she doesn't have much time to read your lengthy and so blathering email. Now you can see in the second example, this is Darlene Frankridge. I am a student in your Camp 221 class, and I am writing about a potential exam time conflict. Now you can see in this example that the introductory paragraph was very concise and very to the point and very direct. The person has stated its purpose clearly and concisely. You need to keep your email brief. If you have a lot of information to add in your email, you can write it in different paragraphs by leaving one space, and you can choose some bullets and you can enlist some information as well. If stating one purpose, you have a lot of information to add. Let's suppose if there is a meeting and there are a number of agenda, and you have a venue, you want to add the venue, you want to add some details that what you want from your employees to come up with. So it means you have a lot of information to add. For that purpose, you can write in different paragraphs, you can use bullets, you can list your agendas as well. Always use formal language in your professional email. You need to avoid slang languages. You need to avoid unnecessary contractions, emoticons, profanity and jokes, because in formal email there is no place of these things, because these things will show your casual attitude, and these things will also show your casual attitudes towards your work as well. So your formal language and your choice of words show your professionalism, how much professional you are. Your tone describes your diligence towards the work and your professionalism. Now I am going to discuss some guidelines what you can use and what you can follow while sending the formal email. Before that, we discuss some rules and some guidelines to follow while writing the email. Now when you are sending the email, what things you can follow? Very first thing is include any necessary attachment. Whenever you will select your purpose, you will have a clear idea what things I need to add to justify with this purpose or justify with the statement which I have mentioned, and sometimes you need to add some attachments as well according to the purpose, because your purpose of writing that email demands some attachments for that particular email. So whenever you are attaching that email, you need to mention that in your body paragraphs as well. You can see in this example, I am attaching a copy of my resume and portfolio in PDF format. You can also see I have highlighted with the icon with the red color, which you can click to attach your document. Once you have written your email, you need to spare a time before hitting the sending button. You need to proofread it. You need to check your grammatical mistakes, your content, your spelling mistakes, because if you are doing or making such kind of mistakes in your email, this shows your casuality related to your work. So you need to be very formal in your choice of words, and you need to proofread after writing that email so that you can avoid making such mistakes, because your email is an image of yours. If you are making such mistakes, if you are using slang languages, if you are doing spelling errors or grammatical errors, and if you are not using proper lexicon, it means you are incompetent. Let's suppose if you are applying for a job and you are writing a cover letter in your email and you have 4 to 5 mistakes in even that even those 3 paragraphs. So what could be the image you are giving to your employers? If the person can't write 3 to 4 sentences in an email, what kind of competent that person is? So you need to proofread your email whenever you are writing, because this, your written expression leaves your impression on your recipients, on your readers. Other than checking your grammatical errors or spelling errors, you need to check your content as well. How you can check your content and your attachments? That whatever the purpose you have stated, whatever the purpose you have written in your introductory paragraphs or in your subject line, the information provided in the paragraphs or the information written in other paragraphs, in your detailed paragraphs, or the way you ended your email, either these informations or your closing is justifying your purpose or not, is relevant to your purpose or not. Okay, so you need to join the connections of all the details, all the attachments and your closings. What action you are demanding is appropriate according to your purpose or not, and you need to join all these connections to your purpose. Either these connections are relevant to the purpose or justifying your purpose or not. Is there any irrelevant information which you need to skip, or is there any information which you have missed and you need to add? So you need to proofread to check all these things. Your email is not that much secure way of correspondence. Your email could be hacked, your email could go to spam, or it's not the way of communication where you on which you can rely. So it's not a confidential document. So in your emails, you should avoid writing passwords, your account numbers, or any confidential information which you want to convey to that person, but you should use another source for conveying those particular informations. Don't use email as a source of correspondence if you need to inform them about such confidential things. Now you can see in this example, my bank account number is this and login ID is this. Don't add such kind of information, your account numbers, your passwords in your emails, because this is not secure. Whenever you are sending an email, I know that email, when we made our logins for the emails, we made for when we were young, and we made for the sake of personal or informal conversation. So we have our emails with our nicknames. But whenever you are in your professional settings, avoid using your personal emails or the emails which starts from your nicknames. You should have your email with the variation of your own name. You can secure your email by using different punctuations or symbols, but do use your own name. Now you can see in this example, coolguy007@gmail.com. It's a nickname or it's an informal address. For your professional setting, you should avoid using such kind of email addresses. And second one is write Iqra Fatima@gmail.com. Now you can see that this is according to the name of the person, and this is secured by using the bar. While sending a formal email, you should stick to a professional font. You should use a font size which is between 10 to 12. You should avoid using bolds, highlights or italics, and using a lot of different colors in your one email, because this could distract your reader. So you can use one standard format or which is font style, which is sans serif, so that it could look like formal or professional, because your selection of font size can also describe your formality and your tone of your message as well. And it should be reader oriented. If you are using very stylish font style that is not unable and easy to read for the reader, so your reader will not pay attention to your email to read it keenly or to scan your document in order to understand. They don't have much time. So you need to use very reader friendly font style, and according to the professional email, sans serif is the best and the most usable font style, and your font size should be between 10 to 12. You can use bolds or italics, but just use for headings. Don't use excessive bolds or highlights or italics or underlines in your content. Now I'm going to tell you some email etiquettes. Whenever you are sending an email or whenever you are going to reply to an email, first thing is you need to answer swiftly whenever you receive any email. This comes under your email etiquettes, that whenever you receive an email, you should reply it as quickly as you can, because it's an asynchronous communication where the reply or the answer depends upon the reader's availability when he or she thinks. So it means it's all up to you. You don't need to keep it so long for between getting your email and your reply. There should be a reply as swiftly as you can. Do not overuse reply all. Whenever you receive an email and if you have a question to one of the persons, you can email to that person specifically. You don't need to use that option, reply all, for your email. Use templates for frequently used responses. Answer all the questions and preempt further questions as well. Be considerate for the recipient's time and their availability. If the recipient is on leaves, don't bother them and don't email them on their leaves or on their vacations. And don't even send the email after their working hours. If the recipient has not replied within 2 days, you can send a follow-up email as well, so that you can get back to them and you can get information from them. So this is all about writing a professional and business email. We have discussed today what is the advantage of choosing email on other business correspondences. We discussed the anatomy of a good email. We discussed the guidelines to follow while writing the email. And we also discussed the guidelines while sending the email. I also told you about email etiquettes. I hope this video will help you a lot in writing your professional email. If you find any problem after watching this video, you can write in the comment box. Thank you very much.